Hello, 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 hello once again, my loves, and welcome back to Let's Play Dark Souls 3. And we're going to be descending even deeper into Irithyll of the Boreal Valley. As you can see, it's all getting a little bit more dark and twisted and convoluted. Something very awful happened here. It's almost like a microcosm of what happened in Yharnam. What happened here? This was once like one of the most teeming metropolises in this era, in this cycle of the world. Now all that's left are beasts and phantoms. Thanks to the influence of Pontiff Sullivan. Sullivan has got like an innately corrupting influence. He gave the knights that we've encountered, the Outrider knights, you know, the icy bestial knights like Vort and the other nameless ones that we've encountered, they're all his servants. They're all out seeking, they're seeking us, they're seeking the unkindled ash, and they're trying to put a stop to us doing what we're doing, effectively, following this particular quest. And they were all once, as we saw up above, relatively normal. They had like normal human proportions, despite being rather tall, rather large. But the background states that Sullivan gave each of them a ring that was, it's very Sauron, isn't it? You know, it's very Lord of the Rings, that had his corrupting essence attached to it, and it slowly transformed them into beasts and monsters. And that's what happened to a lot of the people in Irithyll, by all accounts. A lot of the bestial entities we encounter around here were once people of Irithyll. Not anymore, obviously. There's also these guys. We're sort of like ashen ghosts. I like to think they are what became of people who were killed by the fire witches that we've encountered. Nope. It's like he's gathered a lot of the more outcast cults throughout Lothric and this cycle of the world and made Irithyll a kind of home for them, I suppose. Got to be careful here. One of these is a wizard. That one, I think. That one is a wizard, so we've got to be careful. That one can do long-range attacks like this, as you can see. So we want to draw away this one. And then take this one out carefully. No secret doors? That's alright. Oh god, they give good stuff. Oh! Bloody hell. Yeah, you've got to be really careful with these guys. They can actually, with their magic, do you real damage if you're not careful. Blood gem? That's alright. That will add bleeding damage, I think, to a weapon that we apply it to. Ah, yes. You see these things? The scrabbly whatnots? We've encountered these before. They're all from Irithyll. They are bestial remnants of the people of Irithyll. Ugh, horrible things. They're basically infesting the sewers of Irithyll. It's kind of cool, really. What have we got here, then? Anything good? Ring of Sacrifice. Oh, that's alright. I've got quite a collection of them now. Now, I've got to be careful in the water because these things are everywhere. Some of them are alive, some of them are not. Okay, okay. And also, something else manifests around here as well. Something particularly dangerous, so we've got to be careful. What have we got? Green Blossom. Ah, it's okay. Okay, it'll manifest in a moment. We'll hear it. And see it, for that matter. Yep, there it is. It just dropped off the bridge. Can you guess what it is? It's one of Pontiff Sullivan's beasts. One of the really big monsters. You can fight it here, but you don't have to. They get corralled later on in a particular room. So you don't have to fight them here. And it doesn't matter if they disappear. You can fight them later. It's absolutely fine. I will be coming back out to fight this one, though. It can't come in here. I don't think. It will disappear now before we kill it, unfortunately. Yep, there we go. But that thing very much resembles the monsters from Bloodborne, doesn't it? The creatures touched by the tainted blood. It's interesting that Sullivan has a similar influence over Irithyll. And if you read the descriptions of some of the items relating to Sullivan, it basically, he did it pretty much by the same means as well. There's like a kind of blood transfusion that happens that turns people into beasts. It's basically a microcosm of Yharnam. It's very, very cool. I like Sullivan as an antagonist because I'm kind of with him. He's one of those antagonists where I understand why he's doing what he's doing. As I mentioned before, he is a refugee from the Painted World, and the Painted World of Ariandel is a rotting, desiccated world, and he's found his way out eventually and just found another world that's dying. So from his perspective, everything is nihilism, you know? There is no point or purpose to any of it. He may as well make his own metaphysics and break the corrupted ones that exist in tradition. I mean, why not? Okay. Ah! Well, that went well. This might take us a couple of tries, actually. This thing is tough. Especially at this level. It's got a couple of attacks that can kill us in one go. Like that. Like that. Ow! Well, didn't that go well? Okay. Let me try that one more time, because I can kill it. I have the means of dealing with that particular beastie at this point. There's a way down to another area down there. Irithyll dungeon, I believe, which leads down to the Forgotten Capital, where Yorm the Giant presides. That's why we want to follow all of Siegfried's story arcs, because they all converge on Yorm. There's a wonderful little story where it seems that they were allies, they were friends even once upon a time. And Yorm made Siegfried swear that if he ever went hollow, if he ever abandoned his duty, Siegfried would put an end to him and release him, and that's what you've got to help Siegfried do. It's really kind of sweet, you know? But before that, you've got to make sure you get all of Siegfried's story arcs, because if you don't, he won't appear in the right place. He won't appear, and then you'll be done. Oh, it's going to do its lightning attack. Okay. Oh my god. Gotcha. You're dead. Got ya. There we go. Pontiff's right eye, one of the corrupted rings. See? So that was clearly one of the Pontiff's servants that he gave a corrupted ring to, and it devolved them and turned them into that thing. Nice. There's a couple more of them in an area later on, a secret area that we need to deal with. But they're not that tough, not at this point. Our pyromancies are very good against them at this point, so they might kill us once or twice, but only once or twice. That one's dead already. This one is not. The ones that are floating above the water, oh, they're so foul, aren't they? I mean, what the hell happened to these people? Sullivan's influence, it's not exactly salubrious. Oh, it's one of the... oh, we got a spell from him. It's one of the Maggot Men. It's one of Rosaria's children. Got a prayer from them. That's interesting. God, look at that. Isn't it beautiful? Irithyll's one of the most beautiful areas. It's huge as well. If you count Irithyll Dungeon as being part of it, and the later area, which I won't spoil as of yet, it's quite incredible. It is quite an incredible area, and a key area as well. I mean, it's here where you really find out what a lot of the metaphysics is about, you know? We'll go down there a little later. Down that way, that's where we continue Siegfried's story arc. And there's two very particular boss fights down there. I want to go and do Irithyll Dungeon and the Forgotten Capital first, if possible. Okay. I'm going to cut out most of the Firelink Shrine stuff unless some roleplay stuff happens. Unless something really significant happens, I'm going to cut out this, because there's not much point. All I'm doing is leveling up, you know. So here we are, back at Irithyll of the Boreal Valley. Right, we're going to head down. We're going to head down towards Irithyll Dungeon. This area is really tough. Not just this area, but Irithyll Dungeon itself is really, really tough. Lots of stuff that we really need to get. Some characters we need to find, some items we need to get. Also some very nasty tricks played with the enemies. There's a sort of priestly enemy down there that has the effect, when it's around, it has an aura effect, and it makes your health, your maximum health, diminish down to a nub until you've killed the priest creature responsible. It's really nasty. Ahaha. There's another, yes, there's a witch down there, a fire witch, so we need to be careful here. And there's also more of those shadowy things as well. So we need to be very, very careful. And some items to get here, I do believe. Nah, what do the golden coins do? I should really look that up. I've never used them, so I don't know. Oh, fuck. Oh, that's nasty. Putting them in shadow like that is very unpleasant. I like the mournful sound they make. It's like, I mean, a lot of the commenters have been saying that there is a real sense of decay and tragedy about this game, more so than the other Dark Souls games. The other Dark Souls games do have this kind of... There is at least the possibility of renewal in the other Dark Souls games, or the shift into another state of being. There isn't here. Everything's dead or dying. There's nothing left. There's no hope in this one. It's all failed. Everything has failed. Even Gwyn's metaphysics, his corruption of metaphysics that has sustained for millennia, even long after Gwyn himself is gone. And in this game, he's even more gone than he is in Dark Souls 2. I mean, in Dark Souls 2, there is an equivalent to Gwyn. In Vendrick. There is, I suppose, here. Oh, we've been invaded by a dark spirit. Got to get rid of them. Hello. This is a computer-controlled one. This isn't a player. So they will give us something if, as and when we defeat them. Oh, he's got a crossbow. We need to be careful of that. God, it's a big one as well. Look at the size of that. And the sword, actually, for that matter. God, if we can push them over the edge, that would be grand. Not that we need to. They're not that tough, actually. Oh, God, no, they're not that tough. Dead. What are you going to give us? Murakumo. Ooh, that looks like a nice weapon. Yeah, there is a Vendrick equivalent. The Princes Lothric are kind of the equivalent of Vendrick and of Gwyn, in the sense that they are the presiding monarchs. They're the ones that have to choose to continue the flame or to quench it and allow the abyss to rise again. But they've decided to do neither. The Princes Lothric, under the influence of Pontiff Sullivan, are suspending it. They're suspending this entire state of being in decay. This area, it does remind me very much of Ulasil, and Irithyll reminds me of Ulasil quite a lot. There's a dungeon underneath Ulasil that is very like this, and Ulasil is similarly utopian, or like a fallen utopia, which is kind of interesting, isn't it? Uh-oh. Oh, that's not good. That's not good. That scared the crap out of me when that first happened. It was that corpse screaming, by the way. I don't know why it does that, it just does. So yeah, Irithyll, that markets itself as being like the most civilized of all the societies in the current round of creation, has this immense torture dungeon underneath it that's full of wizards and witches and people who simply don't fit. And these guys, the torturers, they're the torturers of Irithyll. These are the ones that have... Look, can you see my health? My health has gone right down just by being near it. And as long as several of them are alive and within vicinity, it's going to stay down and keep going down. So we need to kill them. They need to die. Hello! And obviously the undead curse has reached down here too. There are lots of dead people. So here's another one. They are tough and they are pains and they can kill you quite quickly if you're not careful. That brand that they've got can kill you very quickly. Look how they move as well. There's kind of like a weird floaty, skittery quality to their movement, which is really disturbing. Yeah, don't underestimate these guys either. They look like normal undead. They're not. They're quite tough. There we go. Some of them have got maggots in them as well, so they can become those maggot men from around the Cathedral of the Deep, so we need to be very, very careful here. It's also really difficult to find your way through. It's like a maze, this area. I often spend a lot of time sort of wandering around trying to find the right switch or the right key to unlock this or unlock that. There's a lot going on here. Lots of secrets. Ah, there's another shrieker. There are also these very strange creatures down here. They look like children of Seath, the crystal dragon. They're men, who are becoming crystal dragons, and the reason for that is not Seath, but rather it's this reality's equivalent of Seath. There is a character in this game who is the equivalent of Seath in this reality. He is basically a man who is becoming a blue dragon through various arcane shenanigans. And yes, we will be facing him a little later. He's very, very cool indeed. Completely optional boss as well. Quite difficult to find unless you know where he is, and very difficult to reach. Yeah, these scrabbly things are very, very... aren't they? Very unpleasant. There are lots of them around here. Okay. Careful, careful, careful. There are lots of ambush enemies around here, like this one. He's going to explode. Yeah, he's a maggot man. So you need to be careful because he can inflict bleed on you. Lots of enemies like that around here. Alright, there are several keys we need to unlock these areas, and several levers as well that unlock different things. What have we got here? Oh, a fading soul. That's nothing that impressive, really. Let me just have a look around. I want to make sure I don't miss a thing. It's very easy to think you've done an area when you haven't around here. Like across that bridge, for example, there are still enemies there that we need to face. Very good for leveling up again. Very good for leveling up. Lots of high-level enemies here. If you just do like a round of Irithyll dungeon, a couple of rounds, you'll get a level up. Okay, right. There's another giant chained down here somewhere as well. Who's not that difficult to take down. He'll probably kill us once or twice, but he's not that difficult. That's one of the dragon men. The thing shrieking. That. Uh-oh. That one is a real pain. It's hiding back there to draw you out so that you go and try to attack it, and then the undead come out of this tomb here behind you while your health is bad. Look, here they come. And they're quite tough, these guys, as well. Oh, they vomit. Oh, isn't that lovely? Oh, the undead curse. It's such a lovely thing, isn't it? Large titanite shard. Ooh. Yeah, it's through here. This is the first of them. And I think this one's totally passive. It's just clinging... Look, this thing. They're the byproducts of experiments to transform men into dragons. Very peculiar. You see the little stubby wings on the back, look? To sort of resurrect the race of the ancient dragons. It's very cool. Love it. Some of them are more developed than others. Some of them even have sort of like dragon magics, which is really cool. Shortcut. Always nice. Okay, what else have we got? Can we open this? Hey! Anything else? Jailbreaker's key. There's one of them. There's one of them. That is very, very, very useful indeed. There's a character down here in particular, one that I really want to break out because she's a witch, and she can teach us both pyromancies and magic, and a few forbidden pieces of magic as well, like dark pyromancy, which is really lovely. Ah, my god, our pyromancies are fantastic at the moment, particularly our chaos pyromancies. Gotcha, there's another one of those dragons in here, but this one is not passive, this one is going to attack us. Gotcha. That didn't go so badly. There it is. It's got something as well. Oh! Bloody hell. Well, at least this one's not armed. Oh, it is. It's got, look, an arcane spear, a crystal spear, in fact. Again, another reference to Seath and his domain. I love that. It's more redolent in Dark Souls 3 than it is in Dark Souls 2 even. That notion that this is like the the wheel has turned full circle and we're now retreading something that's analogous to Dark Souls 1. The games almost rhyme with one another. It's really strange. But very cool. I love the fact that FromSoft went down that route. Okay, there are a couple more down here, some of which will leap out. There's one. Yeah. You walk past and he just stabs you with his spear. They're not that tough once you know what they do. They're a bit, they can make you panic a little bit. But they're not massively tough. They've got a few magics that you need to watch out for, but nothing to write home about. Okay. Right, this area can be quite tough. You can see the Profaned Capital from here. See? It's down there. That is the Profaned Capital, where Yorm the Giant presided once upon a time. He was apparently hated, Yorm, only because he was a giant, not because he was a bad ruler. By all accounts, he was a very good ruler. But he retreated from his duties because he was hated by the populace. Really sad that his only friend was Siegfried. But he still ruled well, by all accounts. He was quite a nice guy before he went hollow. Which makes it all the more sad, doesn't it? I also like the fact that he's kind of analogous to the Giant King in Dark Souls 2, the one that Vendrick defeated many moons ago. Well, actually, that you defeated when you... It's complicated, but you end up going back in time to this ancient war in Dark Souls 2, and you end up defeating the Giant King and blah 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 blah. But Yorm is analogous to that character. In fact, there is another Gwyn equivalent in this game. The one at Archdragon Peak, you know the one. Who is literally one of the children of Gwyn. Yes, it is a mimic. Hello, you. Alright? Ew. God, they're gross, aren't they? Ah, you missed. Aha! God, he completely whiffed all of his attacks there. Oh, you were naff. What have you got? Esther shot. God, that's essential. You've got to kill that one. Got to kill that one, that's for sure. Okay, there's a mob of enemies here who are quite tough. These guys. More of the keepers of Irithyll Dungeon, but a different type. These aren't the priestly caste, these are the torturer caste. They're a bit more brutal than the priestly caste. As you can see, they've got big hammers and cross bolts and things like that. Nope, that ain't going to open. Not anytime soon, anyway. Can you hear that? That would be a giant, a sleeping giant. Yeah, let sleeping giants lie, you know. Okay, we've taken out most of them. They can be really tough. They're not that tough in and of themselves, but there's so many of them, and they if you get them all at once, that's where it gets really tough. Now this giant, he's in a very enclosed space, and that makes him difficult. That makes him rather difficult. Have you noticed all the giants in this cycle are all prisoners, apart from Yorm? Well, even Yorm technically. He's a prisoner in the Profaned Capital. But the normal giants are all prisoners, every single one of them. They're effectively slaves. There he is. Asleep. Okay, let's do the business. I don't know whether we've got enough in terms of long range to take him down. Oh god, I hate it when it does that. The door frame, the lintel got me. Oh wow, he's tough. Oh wow. Oh no, we can't. We're not accurate enough to chuck it through the door, unfortunately. Oh god, I haven't got any I haven't got any magic Esters, so this might not go so well. I can chuck stuff at him. I've got lots of weapons I can throw, so that might work. Let's see, what have we got that I can chuck at him? I don't think poison knives are going to do any good. Bombs might work, so let's try some bombs and see if that works against him. I'm sure it will. Pyromancy seem to work, so why not? I feel really sorry for the giants in this game. Most of the games, actually. Giants are not treated well in the Dark Souls universe. They're really not. There's even, I mean, even that one in Irithyll isn't doing terribly well in Dark Souls 1. Whoa, that was close. That could have killed us. Hello, you. I love the helmet. Look at that. Oh, fuck. Ow. Thank you. Oh, these are naff. They're not doing anything to him. Right, you. Oof. Okay. Okay, you. Love the chains. That's just beautiful, isn't it? Love the look. Ow! Oh, okay. That went well. Righty-ho, we'll get right back there and have a few more, a bit more in the way of pyromancy to take him down with, yeah? Because that will cut the time down enormously. Good old bit of pyromancy, there we go. That's much better. Well, it is when it hits him, and it doesn't just fly over him. And we've got a bit more in the way of Estus, so that's very useful. I really do need to up my attunement a little bit. If we're going to go for this pyromancer build, we should really go for it. Get a bit more attunement, a little bit more in the way of what I suppose is mana, or the equivalent of mana, you know? Oh god, I need to stop doing that. Hitting the lintel there. Gotcha! Right in the throat, that must have hurt. I love the texture on their skin, that sort of stony texture the giants have got. It's very cool. Oh, he got me with that one. There are ways of harming them a bit easier, like if you get them in the head, it often takes off a lot more. But really the giants are all matters of attrition. You've just got to have the patience to deal with them. Because of their locations, they're never that difficult, to be honest. Hit and run tactics work. I mean, if you can't defeat them like this, then all you need to do is work your way down to the bottom and fight his feet, which is a potential way of doing it. The only problem is you're endlessly harassed by rats down there, which makes it slightly tricky. So yeah, it's just attrition, really. That's all it is with the giants. They're not that tough. I don't think, apart from Yorm, I don't think there are any other boss giants in the game. And not unless you count some of the slightly bigger enemies we face later. I mean, characters like Sullivan. Sullivan is technically a giant. He's really big, but not that big. Not big in that way. You know, he's just sort of like an exaggerated humanoid. Okay, right. Now we need to work our way right down to the bottom of Irithyll dungeon. This is tough. This can be tough. There's a lot that's quite nasty down here. There's a lot of instant death traps and things, so we need to be... Oh, pickaxe, that's interesting. Odd weapon. Must have a very strange moveset, that one. And of course there are quite a few rats, because we're now in the sewers underneath Irithyll dungeon. There's also a mimic down here, if I remember correctly. A mimic that's got something we want, so we're going to have to take it. We're going to have to take it. Giant rats as well, a couple of them. Ah! I mean like properly giant rats, not like these ones. These are mini giant rats. Properly giant rats is what I'm talking about. What's this? Well, it's a big glowy, so it better be good. It's not. Okay, there are two chests up here, and one of them is a mimic. Doesn't matter because we're gonna do both of them, so it doesn't really matter one way or the other, you know. Okay, which one's the mimic? Is it you? Yep, it's you. And what type of mimic are you? Are you on the... Yes, you're on all fours. Okay. Well, these ones are a bit nastier. You've got to be careful of these. They can kill you in one attack, so we need to be very careful of this. Just stay away from the front, and you'll be all right, basically. There we go. Dark clutch ring. Yeah, nice. And the old cell key. Wonderful, that's what we want. And now these guys pump in from above. Yay! Just to make it 1,000,000 times harder, yeah? Curse going up and up and up, and there's lots of them, so we need to be careful. If they all sort of clustered together, they'd be easy to take down. I could just literally just throw a fireball and they'd die. But that isn't really an option at the moment. Oh god, these ones are a bit more aggressive as well. Oh god, I nearly died then. That curse nearly did for me. Need to be very careful. My tolerance to things like curse is really low for some reason, so I need to be a little bit careful. Okay, well, we've dealt with that. We're running a bit low on Estus and whatnot, though. We're going to have to wend our way back to the bonfire very soon, which we will be able to do because there is a shortcut. But first, this area looks very familiar, doesn't it? What does this look like to you guys? This room. This is like almost the mirror image of one of the very first rooms you encounter in Dark Souls 1. Look, it's that chamber just off from the stray demon that you don't fight. You know that gate that opens? This is the... It's almost the recreation of that chamber, right? So, I mean, I don't know what that implies. Is Irithyll dungeon sort of the equivalent of that undead dungeon from Dark Souls 1 where you wake up? Could be. Could be. I mean, why not, you know? This is an interesting area. Look at this. Lots of knights praying and a dragon statue. And if we look across the way, we haven't got the gesture. Not yet. There's a gesture we can do later on. If we sit here and do it, we will get whisked away to another area of the game. One of the hardest areas of the game. An optional area. Archdragon Peak. We need to get the gesture for it first, though. I can't quite remember where you get it. Lightning Blade. Woo! Pleased with that. Okay. Oh! Phew. Cripes. I thought we'd bought the big one there. Okay. This will take us back up to the dungeon, so that's all to the good. It's just, you know, it's the classic Dark Souls thing. Big, long circle. This one's bigger and longer than most, though, as it were. I know, there was an opportunity for a joke there. I'm above it. There we are. Okay, so that's really useful. Now we can explore the dungeon pretty much at our leisure. Gotta be careful though, all the monsters have reset, so we need to be careful. Now we do have the key, don't we? So what we can also do is explore some of the locked rooms. Don't you disappear on me, you little crot. There we are. Titanite scale, good. Ugh, God, those things are frightening. Ugh, disturbing. It's the fetal heads that do it. You get the impression that they are just becoming, you know, they're failed experiments. They're not quite there yet. Look at the atmosphere around them. That red that pervades them. It's kind of scary, isn't it? It's really cool. So atmospheric. That's what brings your health down, that aura. It's the lantern. It's something to do with the lantern. So when it goes out, your health will start creeping back up. As long as there's not another one in vicinity. If there is, it'll stop. But it won't heal you. It won't give you your spent health back. So you've got to be careful of that. Okay, right. So we really just want to get back to the bonfire, and then we can do another circuit of the dungeon. That's kind of how you do this area. Clear it, get all the keys, get all the items, then you do another circuit. So you can unlock all the locked doors, get all of the characters that you need, all of the treasures and things like that. Because a lot of them from here are pretty essential. You're going to need them to access different areas later on, or to get items that you want. It's very big. It's a very, very big area, actually, this one. There's also an area, a door that will unlock much later. There's a shortcut that leads all the way from the Profaned Capital back up to this bonfire. That door there, that won't open for ages yet. Okay, there's not another one, is there? Nope. Okay, we need to rest at this bonfire, that's for damn sure. Again, unless something significant happens, I'm going to cut out the Firelink Shrine. There might be something significant here, though, so let's have a look, just in case. Drake Blood Armor, have we got that? I don't know, we might. We might have that one, we might not. Yeah, Dragon Worship. There's quite a lot of that going on in Dark Souls 3. Okay, we're back. Just leveled up and stuff like that. Nothing, no role-playing stuff going on back there. Okay, so now we can do a circuit of the dungeon again, opening all the locked doors, because we've got both keys now. And we can also get down to the Profaned Capital, which is a tough area of the game. It's not only tough in terms of the enemies that are down there, but like architecturally, it's tough. It's lots of places where you can fall or die due to just stuff in the environment. But there's also some very good stuff down there. There's a weapon. There's a very odd trick with Yorm the Giant. There's only one weapon that will hurt him. Only one weapon that he's vulnerable to, the Stormbreaker. And the Stormbreaker is in his room. So you need to do this weird thing where you go into his room, nick the Stormbreaker, then you can either just equip it and fight him, or you can do what I'm going to do, get out of the room using a Homeward Bone. Go to Firelink Shrine, upgrade it, and then get back in there and fight him with it. That makes it just so much easier. The Storm Ruler, not the Stormbreaker, the Storm Ruler. And it can do... The Storm Ruler is fantastic. It can actually cast, as part of its special move, it can cast a Whirlwind, which is really powerful. It will knock most enemies off their feet, even big ones. I mean, the fact that it's good against Yorm the Giant is a testament to its power, really. Okay, there's a shortcut. There's a couple of shortcuts open now, of course. So we can make our way down as and when we want. That said, there are a few things I just want to explore. Ooh, hello. Again, we are getting quite a few levels up here as well. We're doing quite well, so that's all to the good. Yorm the Giant, actually, once you've got the Storm Ruler, is really easy. He's got a few attacks that can kill you in one hit, so you've got to be careful, but he's a really easy boss once you've got that Storm Ruler equipped. Once you've got that and you do the special move from it, he dies within a few hits. It takes off so much health, and it also stuns him as well, so as you can see, I've upgraded Volmir's blade as well, so that's much more powerful now. It's going to be our go-to sword for a little while yet. There is another one coming up that we will use. Pontiff Sullivan, you can transpose his soul into 2 different blades, one of which is fantastic. It's one of the Moonlight Blades. Ah! Oh no! Oh, we're going to get bleed damage from this. Oh, ugh. We've got maggots all over us now. Oh no, we're alright. Oh good, we're okay. Surprising. Oh, okay, we've got the old sorcerer stuff. That's cool. Good if you are a sorcerer. I'm not, so... No dice for us, I'm afraid. Oh yeah, it's you. Hi! That's a pure maggot, man. This one hasn't got a corpse attached to it. Yeah, I wouldn't have put that in a jail cell myself. I'd have just burnt it. Great magic shield. That gave us a spell. Very cool. Very cool indeed. So you can sort of infer from that what that maggot man hatched out of was maybe once a sorcerer who got infested with those maggots and eventually consumed utterly by them from within. Nice. I do love those little bits of storytelling in these games. The implied storytelling, it's really clever. Okay, where are all the locked doors? There are a few around here that I can open now. Uh-oh, what was that? Oh, it's the shrieky thing. That's fine. I can deal with shrieky. You hear that heartbeat? That's the jailers. They have this sort of heartbeat aura around them. Really disturbing. Quite a scary area for Dark Souls. Very tough when you first encounter it and you don't really know all of its tricks and traps. Yes. This is good. If you can get them, I mean, a Great Blade here is good because you can get them. You can get multiple enemies in one swing, which is always good. Don't want to be taking them out piecemeal. If you can help it. It's a weird area, you just got to get used to it, because you do spend a lot of time in Irithyll Dungeon at this point in the game. Sorry man, do apologise, I know you're passive, but needs must. And you are worth a lot of souls. Also, I don't trust you. Okay, now where are we going? Are we going to head down? Down into the Profaned Capital? I suppose we could. I mean, we can't do Archdragon Peak yet. We haven't got the gesture. I can't even remember where you get the gesture from, if I'm perfectly honest. Oh, well, hang on. I think I know what it's from. It's from Osiris, isn't it? Osiris is the king that's turning into Seath, effectively. He's turning into a dragon. He even looks like Seath. He's like blue, and he's got, interestingly, he's got the fungus erupting from him that you find on the Scholars of Bergenworth from Bloodborne. The same fungus that seems to be transforming those characters, which is really interesting, is it not? And interestingly, Osiris is of a similar ilk. He is, he's trying to transcend through some kind of arcane experimentation. And it's really cool, isn't it? I love those little bits of crossover between Dark Souls 3 and Bloodborne. Okay, right. Gotta deal with this guy now. Just waiting for my health to go back up. Ah! Always leaps at you first thing, this guy. Could at least buy you a coffee first, couldn't he? Aha! Do love killing him. Okay. Been down that way. Where am I going? I'm a bit lost. Fading Cell. That's the way down where the giant was, if I remember correctly. Yeah. No locked cells down here, I don't think. Not anymore. Do love murdering them. It's always worth doing, like I said. High level, lots of souls. It's kind of preparing you, because we're sort of entering the last quarter of the main game now. We're about edging that way. Once you've killed Sullivan, then you're kind of in the home stretch. There isn't that much left of the main game. There's just the optional areas, which are huge, by the way. You can miss like about 3/4, no, not 3/4, but about a third of this game and still complete it. There's so, if you count the DLCs, there's so many optional areas, it's unbelievable. Archdragon Peak is completely optional. The Painted World of Ariandel is completely optional. The Ring City is completely optional. Loads of places, loads of areas that you don't need to do. Now this is tough. There's like a troop, like a chanting troop of the jailers down here, and there's a lot of them. And there's also cells full of these dragon experiment creatures, and these guys can be tough together like this. If they all come at you at once with their spells and their spears, they can be tough. What's he going to do? He's going to do a spell at me, I think. Yep. Oh, no. They've got quite a big activation range, these guys. It seems to be a running theme with the FromSoft games, the notion of arcane experiments to transform people or transcend them into some other state of being that have gone wrong. I mean, it happens more in Bloodborne, obviously, because that entire metaphysics is about that, but these guys are also that, right? And you see it in Dark Souls 1 with Sif and his experiments. I mean, Sif is the progenitor of them in the Dark Souls universe. Profaned Capital. Oh, that's for Andre, isn't it? Cool. And now these guys, we're going to have to take them down one at a time. There is, if you're not careful, you can draw them all at once, and that is bad. That would be, that is going to be really bad. You don't want to do that. There's one. It's a case of one at a time, or a couple at a time, if possible. Even that's tricky. There is a cell in here which we don't have the key for yet, and won't until we've done the Profaned Capital. But it contains one of the last characters that we can send back to Firelink. She's a witch, and she's really cool. She's got the right idea about things, to be honest. She's kind of nihilistic and kind of profane and doesn't really care about anything. And you know, who can blame her? I mean, she's living in a world that's dead and dying, but which still locked her up for perceived heresy or whatever. Yeah, this is tough. I mean, the only good thing about them is they do tend to cluster all together. So if you've got any area of effect weapons, that's good. Like that. That's good. That's really good. Oh, here they come again. Oh, fuck. Here they come. That heartbeat's really disturbing, isn't it? Look, they've reduced my health to next to nothing. Complete arseholes. Ember, that's going to be useful, isn't it? What have we got here? Oh! Alva's armor. Cool. Giant rodents. This is the way in from before. Don't want to go up there. Don't need to. Right, are you the last one? Any more of you? Goodbye. There's a room up here with a treasure in it, and if you go in when they're all alive, the corpse in there screams and draws them all to you. Every single one of them at once. This room here. It will scream. Is it that one or this one? Yeah. There you go. If there are any left alive, they come swarming in all at once. You can use it to your advantage to bottleneck them if you want, but I wouldn't advise it. It's very tough. Take them out. Take them out one at a time. It's easier. Another ember. That's nice. Oh, there are a couple left. Oh, you were hiding. You're the last one, I'm afraid. Goodbye. God, we've got a lot of souls. Bloody hell. Oh, there's a werewolf. One of the werewolves from the lycanthropes from the Crucifixion Road. There's the Profaned Capital. And that's the way down to it. I love this notion in these games. You get it a lot in Dark Souls 2 of like reality stacking on top of realities. I think it's even more pronounced in Dark Souls 2, to be honest. Because the worlds in Dark Souls 1 and 3, when you see the map of them, do make sense the way they interlink, but the ones in Dark Souls 2 don't. You get like realms sort of superimposed on top of realms. It's really weird. Okay, that's that dead, and we got a ring from that, so that's cool. Unfortunately, I can't open the way yet. I can't open the this door here. There she is, my witch friend. Can't get in there, unfortunately. Not yet, but she will teach us some really good pyromancy a little later on, when I've got the key. The key is down in the Profaned Capital, I'm afraid. Which is problematic, I know. Hello, ratty. Ugh. God, you're even more diseased than most of them. Dear me. And here's that room again, the one that's from Dark Souls 1. There's so much of that goes on in this game, the touchstones. It's part of what makes its atmosphere, really. Oh god, are these things back? Can you hear them? The things, the basilisks. There's nothing up here, is there? I've got it. Nope, already done this. Already done this, so we're fine. Yeah, trap ahead, no kidding. There we go. Oh god, look at the basilisks. There's so many of them. I mean, they're very vulnerable to pyromancy, but I'm very vulnerable to curse, so, you know. Don't necessarily want to be dealing with them if I can help it. Oh, for the days when rats gave you, what was humanity back then? There was a time when rats gave you humanity, which was the equivalent of your embers back in Dark Souls 1. They don't anymore. They certainly don't give you embers. Okay. Right, this is where the giant was, isn't it? Ah, gotcha. 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 Delicious. Okay. Now, I'd love to get down there. Now, how do we do it? I think you have to come up through the Profaned Capital. If I remember correctly. If you try to fall, you'll just die. So we won't be doing that. If I can help it. There are some other treasures we need to get, though. We can't drop down this way, can we? God, that'd be great if we could. No! No, it will kill you every time. Great! Good to know. Well, that went well, didn't it? Okie dokie. I won't make you go through Irithyll dungeon again. We're back here and at the Archdragon Peak. No, that's not right. The Archdragon Peak area, and I've got my souls back, by the way. So now we can just bolt through here. We don't need to kill these things again. Although we can give it a damn good go. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Oh, there. Did you see it avoid slalom there to avoid my fireball? That's not cricket at all. Die! They're really not playing cricket this time round. Gotcha. Okay. Bloody hell, we are in a state. So many of them. I mean, one thing I could do is bolt it down to the Profaned Capital. There's a fight we need to do, and then there's a bonfire. So we could do that. That might be the way to do it, actually. Just bolt through. Oh god. Yeah, this is tricky. Oh, here they come. It's one or the other. I hate the way they dodge and dart about. It's so disconcerting. Oh, and the dragon thing has followed us as well. And it's vomiting at us. How lovely. Surprising how many enemies in these games do vomit. Considering that, like, they're dead. They don't have any biological process left. Okay, I'm going to bolt down to the Profaned Capital. There is a slightly difficult fight down here, but we should be okay. Oh, they're following. God damn. Leave me alone. Okay, here we are. This is the bridge to the Profaned Capital, but it is defended. And the bonfire is over there in that ruinous tower. So, you see the gargoyle perched over there? Don't expect it to stay there. They're reasonably tough enemies, the gargoyles. The Profaned Capital. Really cool, eh? Uh-oh. Here we go. Architecturally, very much resembles Irithyll. Ow! Irithyll, don't you think? Ow! Well, that went well, didn't it, my loves? When next we come back. Until then, bye-bye!